Meanwhile, musician Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting rapper Megan Thee Stallion, sentenced to 10 years in prison. A judge in Los Angeles handing down that sentence today, culminating a case that filled gossip pages and polarized the music industry. Lanez was found guilty last year of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot during an argument in 2020. During a statement read in court, Megan said that she has not experienced a single day of peace since that shooting. Lanez's attorney arguing that there was not enough evidence to convict him. They do plan to appeal the conviction.
Argument in the car?
It was an argument because I was ready to go and everybody else wasn't ready to go. But that's like normal friend stuff. Like, we fuss about silly stuff all the time. But I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to the
right
way that it did.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming, he said, "Dance, bitch." And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, he shot a couple of times. And I was so scared.
So is he in the car shooting from the car, Megan?
He is standing up over the window shooting. And I didn't even want to move. I didn't want to move too quick, like, because I'm like, oh my God, if I take the wrong step, I don't know if he can shoot something that's like super important. I don't know if he could shoot me and kill me. Like,
were you afraid for your life?
That believed that Tory Lanez picked up a gun while he was with two girls that he popped them both, said, "Dance, bitch," and shot her in the foot. I stand by, you're an idiot.
That's a Akademiks TV.
Exclusive interview with rapper Tory Lanez, currently serving a 10-year prison sentence after he was found guilty in the 2020 shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. Tonight, Lanez's lawyers say there was evidence not presented in the initial trial as they argue for his release. Here's NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas.
Tonight, rapper Tory Lanez breaking his silence in his first ever broadcast interview from behind bars since being found guilty of shooting Grammy winner Megan Thee Stallion in the foot outside a party in 2020.
I've never been violent towards a woman. I would never hit a woman, let alone shoot a woman.
Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, spoke to NBC News from California Men's Colony, a prison where he's 3 years into a 10-year sentence after being found guilty on 3 felony counts, including assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
There is definitely a very big misconception about me that seems to the public as I'm this monster. I feel like...
Nah, Tory looking swole. Holy. He don't got no products in jail. The hair looking good. Oh, nah. Nah, Tory look a little swole, though.
Like, I was catapulted into this poster child for the unprotection of Black women. And it's just so unlike me. And I've never really had a chance to express that. But you can look at my criminal record. I don't have one. I never had one, and I feel like, you know, that connotation that I would do anything of this monstrous proportion is just, it's completely incorrect and it's wrong.
Lanez declined to testify during his 2022 trial.
Do you regret not taking the stand?
I think if I would have taken the stand, the verdict would have definitely been very different.
The rapper's legal team filed an appeal, which was denied in November. But his team is continuing to fight, with plans to file multiple appeals next week, this time with the California Supreme Court, in one claiming newly discovered evidence that they weren't provided during Lanez's 2022 trial, including hundreds of pages of medical records for Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, which they allege raise questions about the fragments removed from her foot after surgery. His team argues that the fragments were not provided ahead of trial and that this was a violation of due process.
And we didn't have that chance. Or perhaps we could have questioned the doctors differently when they were on stand to impeach them, because it does look suspicious.
But in the appeal denied in November, the court did address the fragments, ruling that the surgeon's testimony was, quote, more than sufficient to prove great bodily injury on Pete. Proving something like this on appeal is tough.
This is a really, really difficult appellate argument for defendants to prove because they have to show if the evidence actually came into court, the jury would have found differently. It's an uphill battle, and it's something that often torpedoes any defense appellate argument.
The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office and representatives for Megan Thee Stallion have not responded to NBC News' request for comment.
I believe not only that I was wrongfully convicted, but the amount of new evidence that has emerged since that trial, I think, has been overwhelming.
What has life been like in prison for the last couple of years?
Truthfully, I've done my best to keep my head above water, but mentally, I've gone through.
And I'm sad watching this, man. Man, Tory, I love you, bro. And maybe I'm a little lit. I'll say this, bro. Man, I love you. I definitely believe, truthfully, Tory never told me exactly what happened. I always felt Tory was kind of protecting a little bit Kelsey. But in my heart of heart, always and still to this day, I felt like it always went down that they were fighting for a gun. Do I think Tory was trying to shoot somebody? No. Do I think Kelsey was? I do think Kelsey was. Why would a nigga? I know Tory's like 3 foot shorter than Meg. But why the hell would he need a gun for her? I definitely felt, incredibly sad, with his conviction. But I also do look at Tory to say, bro, why didn't you take the stand? Why weren't you forthcoming? Why didn't you explain the situation as how I even think it went down? I've always wondered. I'm like, yo, look what happened in Atlanta, my nigga. Like, does Tory... Because I kind of do buy into this idea that Tory never took the stand because, he doesn't want to be a snitch. He doesn't want to be the person pointing the finger, and he's like, well, cool, they can't convict me anyway because I ain't the one who did it. But not knowing, well, the law is not going to, they found gunshot residue on Kelsey, but they're not going to go at Kelsey. She's a woman. They're going to go at you. And he still never told. I couldn't tell if that was smart or Tory was just being prideful and dumb. You're serving 10 years now. Why not just tell the story? Not now, but I'm saying to the people who locked you up, to the detectives, to the judge in court and the jury.
Trauma that I sometimes even struggle with because I never imagined myself dealing with things that I would have to deal with. I've been stabbed 17 times.
Wow.
I almost lost my life.
If you could say something to Megan Thee Stallion today, what would it be?
No comment. No. No, nothing.
I think
No.
I wouldn't say something directly to her. I would like that moment to happen in person.
No.
We've both gone through a lot.
No. Don't say you want to say nothing to her, period. I feel like Tory, let me tell you this. Obviously not to this extent, but man, I've seen some women who I've been, who I felt I was generous to, I was in love with. I've seen them snake me. And in the midst of the snake when everybody, whether it's a lawyer, it's a friend, it's like a PR person, it's your mama, it's whoever's saying, yo, don't talk to that girl. If she hits you up, don't. You always have that mentality to say, bro, I wish I could talk to that person and say, how could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? And maybe that's why he's answered his question, but not Tory. Trust me.
I think that I wouldn't say something directly to her. I would like that moment to happen in person.
No.
We've both gone through a lot. There's this connotation that like I share this hatred for her, but I don't. I genuinely passed that. I'm at a place of healing in my life. I'm at a place of taking accountability for the things that I did wrong. And when I talk about my case, I don't want it to be taken as me coming at her, because it's not that. I'm just asking for.
It's Tory. This is why I wish you no comment to this. Currently, you're convicted of shooting her. You answering a question about if you forgive her, any parole board, any appellate court, any future proceedings is going to look at that and they're going to say, this nigga is bugging. What do you mean if you forgive her when we convicted you of shooting her? How the hell you shoot her? And that's why I said he should have said no comment. Remember, he's still on appeal. And what's going to happen is that an appellate court is going to consider that he did an interview. And when watching the interview, when he says, hey, I'm remorseful, that I did make mistakes, they're going to remind him of what he said here. What do you mean you need to forgive her? What do you mean?
Because I never imagined myself dealing with things that I would have to deal with. I've been stabbed 17 times. I almost lost my life.
If you could say something to Megan Thee Stallion today,
Nothing.
What would it be?
I think that I wouldn't say something directly to her. I would like that moment to happen in person. We've both gone through a lot. There's this connotation that like I share this hatred for her, but I don't. I genuinely passed that. I'm at a place of healing in my life. I'm at a place of taking accountability for the things that I did wrong. And when I talk about my case, I don't want it to be taken as me coming at her, because it's not that. I'm just asking for somebody in the system to look at my case and look at the evidence and ask if this was fair.
And with that, Chloe Malas joins us now on set. So, Chloe, Tory Lanez is also seeking a pardon from Governor Gavin Newsom?
That's right. His legal team has filed the necessary paperwork, and it is before the governor now. So they're seeking either a pardon where his criminal record will be wiped clean.
Nah, at max, he'll get a commutation.
He would be released from prison, or to have his sentence commuted, meaning that the time he has served is sufficient, and release him, but that doesn't change his criminal record. As for when this could happen, the governor typically does these twice a year, so this could happen before the new year.
All right. Chloe Malas versus Chloe.
Man, I hate to say, man, Gavin Newsom is not going to pardon Tory Lanez. Why? Gavin Newsom is on Twitter beefing with Nicki Minaj, and he's using Meg Thee Stallion's songs. Seriously, I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling at all. Look, he's beefing with Nicki Minaj, and in response to the President Trump using Nicki Minaj's song, he responded, he's using Megan Thee Stallion's song. Megan Thee Stallion is the person who's the victim in the case of Tory Lanez. If he pardoned Tory, it would be a political nightmare. If Meg even said something like, hey, yo, I thought you was with me. You're using my song politically against Trump, your opponent, but you just let my abuser out because you pardoned him. He'll be done. So he's not going to pardon Tory. Like, I hate to say it. He's not pardoning Tory. Somebody said, oh, he'll know the difference. There's an advisor in his ear saying, we played Meg Thee Stallion shit. Before he signs off on a party, he's going to be like, what this is about? And they're going to be like, oh, that's the nigga who they convicted for shooting him, for shooting Meg, the girl we